I'm a Pennsylvanian. This is my stout. This is Coffee Stop. Hey everyone, Chris here with Pennsylvanian Scout. This is Coffee Stop episode 7. Now, we haven't been very good about getting content up on the channel. Sorry, it's been a pretty rough few weeks. Pretty rough, and in a couple of weeks, I move on to Texas. So it's been a bit hectic. I am still trying to get videos out. I've moved away from doing the hour-long videos. Wasn't a lot of engagement there, and it took way too long to do those videos, editing and so on. So we've moved away from that. We're doing a new segment called Been There, Done That. You guys have probably seen Main Street already in the old branding of the channel. The next video is actually Bridges, and that has all the new branding, the same branding that'll be on this video. So welcome to the new Pennsylvanian Scouts, I suppose. Not much new about it except we changed the kind of segments we're doing. But Coffee Stop will always be there, and as such, here we are having coffee at a coffee house, but I'm in the parking lot doing this. That said, we are back at Funky Buffalo, which is on 54 here in Camdenton. Wow, this has been my go-to coffee place here in Camdenton the entire time I've been in Missouri. This has been my favorite coffee shop, and I've gone to every coffee shop in the area. But I love Funky Buffalo. I love what they do here. I mean, they have a program. Shouldn't really say program. What they do is, if you buy their coffee, if you buy any of their merchandise, part of that money goes towards veteran suicide awareness programs, which is incredibly important. So I've made sure to constantly be coming back here to Funky Buffalo because, one, they have fantastic coffee. Two, I support what they're doing. So that said, we're back at Funky Buffalo, but we're drinking a mocha today, a Mocha Latte, because it's good. But today, for this episode of Coffee Stop, I want to talk about some issues I've been having with Betsy. So, a couple of days into Lake of the Ozarks Bike Week, she started struggling to kick over. Just refused to start. I'd have to go through 2 or 3 different attempts to get her started. It still is that way as of the time of recording here. But Betsy had been giving me trouble. And as someone who used to work at a mechanic shop, I started going through and saying, okay, it's the startup procedure. Here's the issues. Here's what we need to check. So I had checked the air filter. Now, if you don't know anything, the air filter is under the tank. So I had to remove the tank, check the air filter, which was perfectly fine. Brand new, because that was one of the things they did on the 10,000-mile service. Okay, that's not the issue. A couple days later, my battery was dead. Absolutely dead. So I replaced the battery. The battery I replaced looked like the original stock battery, which for this bike would mean it was an 8-year-old battery. I cannot verify whether or not that is factually true, but if it was an Indian battery, a battery from a dealership, they don't have very good reputation for lasting very long. So we got another battery in her, and that problem stopped being an issue, but she was still struggling to start. And I had sent in a service request the instant I got back from Pennsylvania, and I hadn't heard anything at all from them. But during Bike Week, the individuals at Head Indian Motorcycle had told me that it was likely a starter issue. Well, I went through, let's say, we checked the air filter. The air filter was fine. We replaced the battery. I put fuel injector cleaner through the tank. Still didn't solve the issue. So finally, and thankfully, a gentleman named Tony, whose road name I'm not going to give you because of his background, but Tony was able to help me finalize what I was already thinking, that the starter was in fact bad. And I went over, me and Tony were talking for a little bit. He's like, all right, let's check this out. We did two things. He put a battery booster on my battery and tapped the start button, and she kicked right over, which validated and verified that my issue was, in fact, a starter. Now, if I were to order a starter from Indian directly, I'm getting the same starter that I'm already having issues with, and it'll cost me $450 for the part. No, thank you. Now, I had been looking at starters for a while because, again, that was my assumption. The starter was indeed the problem. But I was able to find another starter, not an Indian starter, but the same starter from a different company. That was half the price. So I ordered it. I ordered it today. I hope it gets here sooner rather than later, because I'd really love to not have to worry every time I go out for a ride whether or not she's going to start up. And that has been one of my issues, is that I have been hesitant to go for the longer rides that I used to go and do. The ones where I would do shorts throughout the day, and then I'd have the whole amount of footage as I went. Because if Betsy stopped working while I was far and away, I would essentially be stranded. And I can't have that. I also can't have that when I'm about to migrate further south into Texas. So it'd been a lot of anxiety and stress for me in that regard. But again, thankfully we've got the issue figured out. Well, thankfully, I have a decade's worth of summers working in a mechanic's garage from when I was 11 years old until I was 21. I worked in a mechanic shop every summer for an entire decade. So I have the knowledge to do the starter replacement myself, thankfully. So once the part gets in, then I can replace the starter. Hopefully, I shouldn't say hopefully, that should alleviate my issues of getting stranded somewhere. And before I leave Missouri, I can hopefully go up to Marceline, which I wanted to do earlier, but again, Betsy is not going to start, I can't really go far in the way. Serious issue. I will stress this now. Always, always have either a tool roll or your tool pouch with you while you're riding, because you don't know when something's going to come up and you might need those tools. So I always keep my tool roll, my tool pouch. I use a pouch, but I always keep my tool pouch with me. It's always in one of my saddlebags. And that was a godsend. So when the battery died, I had to pull the battery out of the bike while the bike was in a parking lot. Easily done. Again, decades worth of knowledge in the mechanic shop. And this isn't the first bike that I've had to deal with battery issues on, although this isn't a battery issue. And Eileen had a charging issue. So technically, it's not really a battery issue. But anyway, I had knowledge. I had the ability. I had my tools with me. And I was able to pull the battery out in no time in a parking lot. And that solved that issue because we were able to get another battery. I was able to get back to the bike later on, pop it in, kicked over, and I brought her back to where I'm staying. But that's why I haven't really been doing much of anything, because of Betsy's starter issues. I mean, I really, really would have liked to have gone to a whole bunch of different places here in Missouri. But for about a month, it's been risky to do so. Risky. I mean, heck, for a lot of the stuff I was doing on Betsy to check to see what the issue was, I actually had tried to film it, but a very good and important chunk of the footage got lost when the camera battery died. When I say that, I mean I pulled the plug thinking there was enough juice in the camera to give a close-up of something, and shut the camera off and corrupted 10 minutes of footage that were very important 10 minutes where I physically removed the tank from the bike. So I really didn't have any ability to take that hour of my time and make a video out of it. But that's okay. I also will probably not record me replacing the starter just because I'd rather get the starter in and bike running than worry about getting a video of it. But Betsy's still doing her thing. She's still going strong, and we are pushing 14,000 miles on the bike right now. I'm going to have to order new patches for my vest and my helmet so that I can turn around and keep representing the fact that I'm making miles. But for now, it's kind of just like a purgatory. Working on making better videos for the channel, different formats, plan out interesting trips while I'm still here in Missouri before I disappear for 6 months to Texas. But we're trying. Hasn't been easy. But then again, when you just hop on a motorcycle and disappear someplace you'd never been before, nothing's really guaranteed to be easy. But for now, I think that's all I got for you here for Coffee Stop number 7. Hopefully we'll get coffee stops becoming more regular. I mean, again, trying, not really used to doing all of this, and without a support group to do editing and stuff like that, the only way I've been able to actually get videos, like the Been There, Done That's finished, is by isolating for like 6-7 hours and just doing nothing else. So forgive me, I am trying to keep more content coming and make it more interesting, more enjoyable for you. But as it sits right now, we're kind of just trying to catch up and keep it going. So, I mean, if you guys have any comments, questions, suggestions, let me know in the comments below. I do read the comments, so don't be alarmed. And I do respond to them when they're not ridiculous comments. But other than that, guys, like, subscribe if you haven't already, share with your friends if you think this might be something they're interested in. But Been There, Done That on Bridges should be out here in the next day or two. Goodness, give me a suggestion for something you'd like to see, like wide open shots or winding roads, something that you would like to see featured in Been There, Done That. Initially, I wanted to do traffic, but I didn't have enough footage of traffic to troll all of you guys by making you sit through a video of traffic. So keep in mind, I could use some help coming up with ideas for Been There, Done That segments. Been There, Done That is all the footage up to Bike Week. I've got to go through and edit Bike Week footage, but I don't know when I'm going to get to that because I have 8 hours plus a day from Bike Week, and there was a lot to see. But other than that, guys, be safe. Make sure you keep the rubber side down, and I will catch up with you later.